Hello shooters, I'm Dr. Tactical and I'm coming at you live from the Gun Tree Club of Maryland, my home away from home. I love this place. It's in Owings Mills, Maryland, and if you ever get the chance, what a great setup they have here. Well, today I am a little anxious about the gun I brought to show you. This is the Lipsey's exclusive Smith & Wesson mountain gun. It is basically the 629-9, but the mountain gun, the Lipsey's exclusive part, means that they forgot to put a Hillary hole in it. Oops. It has a shortened lug. It has a tapered barrel. It's got a nice wide flat trigger. It's got a flattened hammer in the back, which is really nice to actuate. It's got a, well, they say a gold bead. I'm guessing brass, but if it's gold, that would explain the price to some degree. So it's got a gold bead on the front of it. We'll stay with that. And the scariest part is it's got these awesome wood stocks on the back here, with metal, exposed metal on the back of it. So those of you who saw my Kimber K6S video, my wooden stock on that with the metal in the back beat the shit out of my hand, really hurt. And I was a little nervous, although I have to say these feel great, but I will tell you the Kimber felt great too. But when I shot 357 Magnum, with a now that was a 3-inch barrel on that, it hurt. This is a 4-inch barrel, and I'm shooting 44 Magnum. Now, this is not a carry gun. Well, it's not what I would consider a carry gun. Maybe before I hit Ozempic, it was a carry gun for me, but now it's not. Anyway, it's a little bulky for that. So it's got some weight, but it is all these things I mentioned, like the lug that was cut down and the barrel that's tapered. That's to save weight so that you will carry this gun, but carry it out in the open on a chest rig or a side holster. Not really an IWB type of a gun. This is really more, I think, for hikers and, you know, out, hence the name mountain gun. Anyway, back to my anxiety. I have never shot a 44 Magnum revolver or handgun. I have only shot lever guns in 44 Magnum, and I have to say they've shot surprisingly gentle. But I've shot 357s out of my lever action guns, and it shoots very gentle, but not so much in my revolvers. Well, depending on the revolver. But that Kimber K6S, that thing hurts. But it's very carryable. It's all a trade-off. But anyway, I'm expecting this is going to hurt. I'm nervous. I really thought my first time I'd be using rubber, right? Is that what you're supposed to do? Be safe? So I am safe. I did bring protection if I need it. I've got my gloves. But I'm going to try it flat out barehanded. Get it bare, because this is a bear gun. Anyway, and we'll see what we can do. So let's get to the range part of this, and let's see how this bad boy shoots. I'm Dr. Tactical, and the doctor will see you now. Okay, welcome back to the channel. Stuff's about to get real, as the kids say. I'm going to shoot this damn thing, and I'm shooting it barehanded using wooden stocks with metal up against the back of my hand. Well, let's just get to it. I'm going to load this up. So remember I said that this gun's been cut back for carrying purposes. It's lighter than the typical 629. That said, this is a beefy gun. I'm looking down the cylinder right now, and I mean, it is really a chunk. And I feel very safe that this is going to be able to handle pretty much any load I put into it. All right, I'm not going to lie, I'm stressed right now. Now notice, I'm wearing my Magnum lens. These glasses have magnetic attachments to my ear pro. So it doesn't break the seal. This was ingenious. And when I was coming out with this, I'm like, I am not wearing glass. First of all, I'm not wearing earplugs. I'm covering my whole ear, because you got percussive sounds that go through the bone when you're just wearing the you know, in the ear protection devices. This thing is going to be loud. I know it. And then to boot, I'm not wearing glasses that are going to break the seal so that the sound can get around it. And these Magnum lens are incredibly safe and really comfortable. I actually like these a lot. One might even say I love them. I still like the comfort of having the in the ear, but I also like the advantages of being able to hear. So I'm gonna stay with this for now. All right, I've put this off long enough. Let's just see what I can do. I'm gonna do 6 shots with single action. I reserve the right to change my mind and put the gloves on at any point in time here. Now again, I know I mentioned this before, but the hammer has a really nice backing on it. Good grippy, not sharp, but grippy. It lays flat. It actuates really nicely. I'm just going to keep talking and try not to shoot. I'm flinching already as I'm just thinking about it. Let's just do this. All right, here we go. I got to tell you, that's not bad at all. That is way gentler. That's gentler than my Kimber K6S with the rubber grips that I put on him. Let's see. I love this. Oops. Flew that one. This is really a nice gun. It's incredibly controllable. I think that was 6. So the trigger's amazing. I've been dry firing this thing left and right. And I'll tell you, double action and single action are both really smooth and good. The single action is ridiculous. Now, I want to do a side-by-side, and I will in the future. Jason Klausner had told me that, from Lipsey'S, that they actually not just changed some of the geometry of some of the parts of the trigger mechanism, but they also do upgrade some springs, and it's polished nicely. So I don't really understand the difference between the Precision Performance Center, Smith & Wesson Performance Center, and the Lipsey'S exclusive. But I got to tell you, I can't imagine that the Performance Center is going to fire side by side that much better than this. This is probably one of the best revolver triggers I've ever felt. And double action, it's very you can stage it. I didn't mean to say stackable. It doesn't really stack. You can stage it. All right, let's try some double action. They work great when I didn't actually have bullets in it. Oh, this is interesting. So one of the things that I saw, I'm putting the shells back in. One of the things that I saw a bunch of YouTubers saying who were using this, they said that the ejection rod pushed the shells all the way out. That it was actually the length of the shells, so nothing could get stuck. So that is not true. I am holding this all the way up, and the shells still, if they were to have really swollen, they could be stuck in there. So that it's not that full length. And there's something blue. I guess that's their lubricant. Now, I cleaned this and lubricated this also as soon as I got it, as I do with every new gun. So I'm not a fan of, hey, I just got it fresh out of the box, let's go shoot it. I want to get any little burrs or anything that I can out of it, get it all cleaned up. So I did clean it. I have dry fired it, but you just witnessed the first 6 shots out of it. All right, let's go for double action. Let's do it. I'm blown away right now. I was preparing. One of the things I wanted to talk about on why this is a gun, why somebody would want this gun, why it's practical in 2025 if you don't live somewhere where there's bears outside your house. It's practical because this gun can do a lot. Not so much concealed carry, although I know some people that probably could pull it off. But for home defense, for hunting, for all kinds of things, and you don't have to use 44 Magnum. You can use 44 Special, and you can do all different types of loads. And as you look into it, you can really, people are like, oh, it's way too much gun. You're going to, keep going to your neighbor's house, the grocery store. It's just going to keep going. You can put in this pretty much whatever you want. As I mentioned, this is a really beefy cylinder. It certainly can handle the nuclear rounds, but it also can handle warmer or lighter cooler rounds too, not necessarily the hot ones. And from a home defense standpoint, this may be an excellent choice, especially if you reload. You really have quite a, and that's why I'm keeping these shells. I am going to be reloading this. All right, now I'm just talking. I'm not really stalling because I'm actually excited to do the double action. So let's get on with it. Here we go. Double action, going for that right target. I'm going to stage it. Low. All right, let's get that. Come on. Now we're talking. Good. Nice. Ah, damn it. All right, that's 6. I'm loving this. Now, I do want to give a shout out to Duffy's Gun Room because I went there. I stop by there all the time. I go to all the gun shops in the area. I just sort of haunt them. And I went in, and Kevin there saw me, and he's like, "Hey, Dr. Tactical, guess what I got in?" And he told me he had a mountain gun in. I had no interest. I did want a 44 Magnum pistol. I have been looking for one. I didn't really know much about the mountain gun. But I have 2 lever action 44 Magnums. I've got the Citadel and I've got the Smith & Wesson lever actions. And I really like that round in a lever action. The 44 Magnum, it doesn't kick at all, and yet you've got a really serious load. And I'm a firm believer that with every lever action you should have a sidearm that matches the caliber. So you can walk around with a bunch of ammo and have multiple ways of shooting it. It's just my philosophy. Anyway, so he told me about this. It wasn't what I went there to look for. I kind of dismissed it. And then I went home. In the back of my mind, I kept hearing Kevin say, "We got a mountain gun in." So I went back and I said, "Show me this mountain gun of yours." And I saw the lack of Hillary hole. That right in there and then got me a little excited about it. And I held it. And that was a mistake because these wooden stocks just feel so good. But like I said, that's what sold the Kimber K6S to me. The stocks just felt so wonderful in the hand. But boy, shooting them, they sucked. This is awesome. I love this. So anyway, the reason I'm giving a big shout out to Kevin and the guys at Duffy's is they showed me some love. I went there and wait till you see what these guys have done. Check this out. I walked in, I pulled up, I looked at the place. As I'm getting ready to walk towards the door, I see what they've done. So they're showing me love. I got to show them love. Duffy's Gun Room, great place to buy a gun. All right, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, he didn't do too badly. In fact, he did pretty well considering it's his first time. And he's not using protection. That's right, no protection. Just going right, raw dogging it on this wooden stocks with the metal back. And I gotta tell you, it's shooting gently. I'm calming down from the flinching a little bit. And you're wondering, he's good. But is he Jerry Miculek good? I was wondering the same thing. So, I watched Jerry. Jerry did, I believe it was 6 shots of 44 Magnum, knocked over a steel target, and I feel like it was like about a second. So let's see if we can get 6 rounds off and see how quickly I can do it. Actually, hold on. Double action, I think we should do this in. I think that's what Jerry did. And here we go. And those of you who are wondering whether or not that was slow motion, it was not. But let me check the timer. Yep, just under a second. Jerry, I'm right there with you, buddy. That guy's amazing, isn't he? Anyway, this gun is amazing. I'm loving this gun. It's way better than I expected. I'm super happy with it. You're going to see more of it in other videos. I've got other guns I'm going to want to compare it to. I'm pretty excited. I want to try that, what is it, the Kodiak. There's a couple out there that I want to play with and do some comparisons. Anyway, that's the video. I think I made my point here. It's a nice gun. Please like and subscribe. I'm Dr. Tactical. Dr. Tactical, out.